So it wanted to autocorrect it. When I said you're manifesting questions answered live, it wanted to say you're manifesting questions answered liver. God, I love me some liver. I don't ever get to eat it, though.
Fortunately, it says you're manifesting. Oh,
Well, that's
as well as
true.
life. So that's good.
Yeah.
Hello, you guys. You know you haven't slept in.
I love liver.
It is a day early. You're manifesting questions answered live on the 13th of October, 2022.
That's right.
Yes.
You know, we're a day early.
I just said all of that. And I told them they didn't sleep in.
Joe Weldon sacrificed his time with me today so we could be with you.
Oh, good on you,
So
Joe.
good on you, Joe Weldon.
Yes.
I'm going to talk to you about the baseball bat video, too.
And the accountant.
Somebody puts their arms up.
Have you seen the
right? I'm not going for their
accountant, Joe?
belly. I'm going for their arms. Right? Smash and bash.
Can I talk? Joe, have you seen the accountant? Because it reminded me, and I mentioned it to 20, and he
Yes.
thought of your, like, the contract.
Yeah.
That,
Contract.
what's that? Genre.
That's right.
That's the word.
So darker is
Anyway,
here. Levi.
okay,
All these
so-
Triple D kids.
Yes. You're right. You could just do the show yourself.
No, I don't
Right.
think so.
Go to easymanifestingmethods.com.
That is the rightness.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Join our
Ben
90-day
Affleck.
adventure at manifestingmasterycourse.com.
Look at that. Joe's tagging Ben Affleck to watch the show. How cool is that? Good on you, Joe. But wouldn't it be cool if he turned in? Anyway, Tony Doyle, yo.
Yes. Well, if you do, hi.
Yeah. Hi, Ben Affleck.
Hiya.
You can always tell when someone's a stalker. Hi, Ben Affleck.
And for refunds, hello, Alessandra. Lots of love back. For refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
All right, let's dive in.
Let's dive in. Okay. So,
Go. One of these days, I'm gonna have another iPad here so I can film their antics, and we can put it up like later.
I know.
They're
it's
just an
lovely.
absolute hoot during the show. All right.
Okay. So the first question. Hello, Quentin. You've arrived
Just in time.
The first question today is from Quentin in Dream Driven Day.
That is the rightness.
Revision for double success.
That's right.
And Quentin asks, Dear TTMV, I got some movement on book sales. Very nice.
Very nice.
How would you suggest revising my sales to be more, to have a higher number of sales? I know that you're not a fan of numbers, and I kind of understand why. Too much of a muddled middle. Much love, cue ball.
Alrighty.
P.S.
Oh, so sorry.
If this can help anyone, feel free to share.
You notice how bulletproof she is?
Yes.
She really is.
Had to learn to be.
Yeah, the size of Victoria has expanded exponentially since meeting me. Right? And I don't mean FAT. I mean like, wow, right? Like she goes, because if you haven't listened to today's podcast where I say steal this one word, right.
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 You say that a lot.
She really has. Yeah, and again, I give credit where credit is due.
I think I always used to say right.
Yeah, you did, but
Right.
now you really you embody it,
Yeah.
right? Shit doesn't happen. I mean, like, right.
Yeah.
Right? So here's the cool thing, ready? Let's say you had $100 worth of sales, and you go, wow. All right, if I got $100 worth of sales, I'd go, disappointment requires adequate planning, right? Yes. And that's the fun thing, because you don't have to go like radio, double the sales. Oh, this is really cool. I'm more excited, right? You can go, right, like, all right.
Yes.
Time to fire up the money machine. Right, so that's the fun thing, right? So it's like, so you can play with how big are you compared to that number of sales. Right, so if you got double that number of sales and it was even less of a big deal.
Yeah.
So you get to play with that. So you look at the thing and you go, right, I'm only number one. Yeah, I joke with Victoria because we play this game called German Whist, and the high card is an ace, right? And I always joke about having the double ace. Right?
Or all the family.
Yeah.
Because you've got ace, king, queen, jack.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the king and the queen. And the
So I got the double ace. Right?
yeah.
All right, so let us continue. This is a great question queue.
Excellent.
And, radio. Cool. Let us continue. Size of me compared to, ching ching, right?
Yeah.
Ching ching. Doobie doo boom 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 boom. David, Triple D, Villegas is in the room.
Hello, David.
Triple D, Villegas.
Sorry, Triple D, David, Villegas.
That is the rightness.
Okay. The next question's from Bonnie in Facebook. Oh, we all love Bonnie.
We love Bonnie. Everybody hashtag we love Bonnie.
Yeah.
Or just type her name.
Ace.
Get her here, Bonnie Donaldson.
That'd be ace.
Right?
I don't think I've ever... Have we seen her? Oh, probably.
Yeah, she's been on live. Yeah, not that often, though.
No.
She's probably watching, like, Friends or something.
We're getting a delivery today as well, aren't we?
Very possible.
Right, sorry. I'm going to start again.
All right.
The next question's from Bonnie on Facebook. Why don't people feel it real? 20, from your experience as a coach, what are some reasons that people do not wish to take on the responsibility of being a new incarnation of themselves?
All right. So here's the thing. I'm going to be loving, happy husband, loving, happy teacher, all that dumb shit, right? Keyword loving in the middle of it all. I am not a coach, right? I am not the guy that goes rah, 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 you kick him in the knee, right? What I use this for some cool clarification, because here's what I notice. People who need coaches don't believe in themselves. On the other hand, a trainer can help you learn things more effectively and notice what you've been missing, all that stuff. Tiny little thing. David Villegas is at 35,000 feet. You might be the first member of the Feel It Real Mile High Club, my friend.
Well, he's at 30 right now as we speak.
Yes.
You're flying.
Yeah. He's probably piloting the damn thing now, right?
Where are you going to?
Hey, can I see the gadget? Yeah, can I touch that? No. Right? So have fun. The first Feel It Real fun member that I know of the Feel It Real Fun Mile High Club. All right. So, so just clarifying, I'm not a coach, right? What I am is a trainer. And so here's the one thing that I notice. Most people don't do anything because they don't believe they can win. They believe it'll work for other people. But here's the thing, right? If you don't believe you can hit a home run, you're not going to swing the bat. If you don't swing the bat, you don't strike out. If you don't strike out, no one can make fun of you. And if nobody can make fun of you, then you blend in with the crowd. I shared a video today of the Gotan, right? And you can check it out in the Facebook group, right? It's the Gotan Gotan project at the Olympia, right? Yeah. And you can watch these people dancing, all at different speeds, at different times, with different timing. You can watch some members of the crowd. There's one gorgeous guy who just wants to join in. And you can watch people going, man, I wish I could fucking do that.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the big thing, because if as long as there's this fear of failure, this whole thing of like, oh, they're going to reject me and make fun of me for even trying, you won't try, right? It'll just be this little incremental bullshit at best. On the other hand, we get to really notice that. So more on that later. But just to be clear, and I'm not picking on Bonnie, I'm just making a distinction. I do consult. Right? I do train, but I don't coach. Coaching is a really weird space as far as I'm concerned. And I'm not putting coaches down.
No, it's just another one of those words. Do you know what I mean? That
just trite.
But it seems to have changed. Like, it's just become like a bit of a buzzword. Well, it's got all these connotations to it, like so many other words we've just spoken about. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cool,
right.
Excellent. Thank you, Bonnie,
Look at
for your
this.
question.
We got triple D crosstalk.
There is.
Angela Teresa. Now, here's the thing, Angela Teresa. I have thought of you while I drink whiskey and we watch a show. We've been watching the Kaminsky Method. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's lovely, and it's all about the Kaminsky Method. So, let us continue.
It's a goodie.
Yes.
Yeah, and I saw, David, you said you're going to New Mexico. So, Bruce, that's nice. Have fun down there.
Hoo-ha.
All right. The next question's from Dream Driven Day, Amanda, manifesting with time frames and deadlines. And Amanda asks, I'm dealing with time frames and deadlines. How do we use the quote from The Secret of Feeling about the natural time and space for the realization of your desire without getting caught up in deadlines?
Now, this is really good because it's about the natural time and space, right? Now, here's the thing. A lot of people, what they do is they give themselves deadlines or they accept deadlines. I'm not a fan of deadlines at all. The show starts at about 10 o'clock. A couple minutes before, a couple minutes late, that's variable. All right, but this is show time. Lunchtime is lunchtime, right? Deadlines are laced drugs. Is that an anagram? Dark Curry? Let me know. So here's so this whole thing with time frames and deadlines. I imagine a per yum. And sometimes her yum's at 11:30 because she has to go do something for that woman that appreciates nothing, right? Sometimes it's a little bit later because like she's out doing a special assignment or on a super secret mission, right? Or I am. And that's the cool thing, because lunchtime is lunchtime. And what I imagine about lunchtime is that whole thing of her yum, and it tends to come after pull and before nap. So there's this natural window when lunch seems to happen, right? If you're going to go to the beach, you'd probably do it when it's warm out. So you'd imagine when warm out. But here's the thing I noticed. People tend to use timelines and deadlines as weapons against their wishes. Not a fan of that. Because it's the whole thing of like, radio, I'm going to manifest $1 billion by Friday noon. Or they do something that's magic, adding a magical number. We're gonna hit the 7 number lotto at 11:11 in the morning. It's not even at 11:11 in the morning, but I'll buy the ticket at 11:11 in the morning. And they just get all wackadood out there. Yeah. But the whole thing about naturalness is natural to you. And this is why I love that you asked the question, because when lunchtime naturally for us is around 12 to 2. For some people, lunchtime is like at 6:30. Oh, I've had such a busy day doing nothing. I'm finally going to eat my lunch. Right? When's dinner? Midnight? Right? That's why you don't sleep well. So there's the fun thing. Just notice, are you imposing a time frame? Not a fan of that. On the other hand, of like radio, just notice that you give life to time. And I will explore this in some other ways too. And we're going to tie it all into the streetcar method because I said so.
I noticed Amanda also put in the quotes, but we'll leave that, will we?
That'll take a long time.
Okay.
So
excellent.
Yeah. But we'll include the quotes in the show notes because the quotes in the notes. Oh yeah.
Okay, excellent. So thank you, Dream Driven Day, Amanda. And I just want to say, Dream Driven Day, Claudia, you're in the house. Hello.
Dream Driven Day, Claudia.
Good to see you here.
Not Claudia.
Claudia.
That's
how I say
That's
it.
how she says it.
I said it was right.
I think you said it right.
At some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Bo. See, Bo's got a nice simple name.
Yeah.
Bo.
It's a lot easier. Right. Oops. The next question's from Yusoda on Facebook.
Hey, Claudia's here.
Now I'm going to have to start again.
You notice she's bigger than dumb shit? Yeah. That could be part of the thing with playing with this whole thing, right? The whole streetcar thing, right? Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. The next question's from Yusoda on Facebook, dealing with fear. And Yusoda says, dealing with fear. I have too many fears. I feel anxious. I tried giving into the feeling of being relaxed and cool, but it's not working. All
right. So a couple months ago, you mentioned about doing Manifesting Mastery. You've got to do Manifesting Mastery, right? Just saying. This is not a crass commercial. Of course it is. Right? ManifestingMasteryCourse.com. Now, here's the cool thing. Ready? I have too many fears, right? Here's some way you're processing all these different fears. And so with all these fears, right, you feel anxious. Like, when's the next fear going to fuck with me? Right? It's like, oh, dear God. Yeah. So I tried giving into the feeling of being relaxed and cool. This is why I am absolutely nuts about Joseph Goddard to the max. Right? This is so important as far as I'm concerned. Specific wins every day. Not having had a great day, not just being calm. Right? I'm not a fan of that at all, because I know people that are calm for years and then they like blow their brains out and shit. I've had friends do that, right? And they don't listen to what I'm doing, right? Let's ask Victoria an honest question. Do I ever get upset?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Every now and then she hears words coming out of my mouth and either leaves the room or says, hey, are you okay over there? Right?
I was going to say, it doesn't necessarily mean I'll give an honest answer.
Doesn't mean,
but anyway,
yeah, this is an honest
true.
answer, right? When there's an upset, that fucker moves through me, right? We're going to bed the other night and like, fuck me, right? I get an email from someone saying, hey, I can't pay for this. I'm like, oh. And sure enough, something like, one of our services expired like 10 minutes earlier. Now, the cool thing is I reactivated it for a month, right? Took care of their business, took care of my business, got up, and I'm working on the little restructuring thing that slipped my mind, right? But was I upset? Yes. Right? There was an upset. I took care of business. And this is the cool thing. I have specific wins that I imagine every day. I wake up the next day, I get 2 or 3 more sales through that little pipeline that would have been shut down overnight. Plus, we have people signing up for things that it would have been shut down last night, right? It stayed up for a reason. So here's the cool thing. I imagine getting your emails. I imagine getting your orders.
Night.
Well, this was a couple nights ago.
Oh, right. Sorry.
So,
yeah.
There must have been another upset last night, right?
There was. The power went out.
Oh, the power went out at midnight, right? Unbelievable.
And you had to get up out of bed.
Oh, yeah. Just flip it back on. Yeah, reboot
then
the
go
thing.
all the way over to the hot tub, turn that back on. Don't want a cold swim. Anyway, sorry. Yes.
But I have specific wins, right? And that's the thing. One of the things that I imagined about this morning is getting in Google Calendar. I had a 2-hour block that said "Get shit done," right? Swear to God. And I imagine what would I experience if I got shit done? That's the show, right? Because if I didn't get the shit done, we wouldn't have had a show today. So at midnight, even though there's an upset, I'm out nailing shit, right? Then I come back to bed, imagine some good shit as I drop off, imagine some good shit as I wake up. Joseph Goddard, you have to nail that, okay? Plain as day, right? Sizzle's gotten a ton of compliments lately. Congratulations, Sizzle, on getting lots of compliments. You are the man.
Yeah.
You gotta just complimented him. He has now a ton and one compliments.
Yes.
A ton and 1 compliments.
That's lovely.
Oh,
good one.
I'm the best.
You're the very, very best.
I am. I just got a compliment too.
Okay, so that was for Soda. Thanks for your question. And get on manifestingmasterycourse.com.
Yep. And if you can't do that yet or don't want to, or if you got an excuse that's getting you, because when you're living with all that, at least do Joseph Goddard. Start with the free shit. Get Joseph Goddard to the max. Seriously, like, if you don't own your day, you don't. So,
Okay.
boom. All right.
The next question's from Jessie on Facebook. I'm okay. ...
Now, there's a reason for this, Jesse.
Okay. Jessie says, I'm stuck at I'm okay until I crash like I have today, which is exactly what we discussed in our email exchange. So what's another way to get into a habit of more and better, rather than the same cycle of really good followed by crap for days?
Cool. So I call you Jesse on Facebook because I want you to do Dream Driven Day. I know you've done it, right? But I want you to do it now. Because here's the thing. You want to get in the habit of more and better. I want you to get in the habit of different. What I'm seeing is you're doing a lot of the same, and you're shooting for okay. Right? I'm all right. Things are okay. Okay is way too close to the waterline. What I mean by that is you go from okay to not okay that fast. Right? It's that whole thing of, I find it interesting. I changed my name to the number 20, right? The number of perfect vision, right? Because my thing is to help people live their vision. If you're coming from vision, shit works really well, right? And probably, quote unquote, what set up the worst experience of my life was the year 2020, the year of the loogie, right? And I'm not saying we did bad. We did excellent, and we keep doing excellent. But it weighed on me. And here's the reason why I mentioned that. Are you okay? I haven't seen you in a while. Are you all right? Are you guys okay? We have become an okay society. You doing okay? Are you all right?
Yeah.
Right? I'm getting better, right? When you scan for better, you automatically scan for worse. When you're scanning for, I'm doing okay, doing all right, things are okay. Yeah, I'm not interested in things ever being okay, ever. Yeah, sales are okay. It's funny, I go to the market and people say, hey, how's business? Is business okay? And it's like, look, I explain to people, right? With the current exchange rate, I am double kicking ass because it went from literally like $1.10 to like right now, $100 US is about $150 Aussie.
Yeah, we've really plummeted.
yeah, and that's wonderful, right? Yeah. The only thing it impacts is whiskey because whiskey's imported, right?
Well, and cigars, I guess.
Oh no, I'm stockpiling smokes,
right? Of course.
And here's the cool thing: when people are like, "Are you okay? Are you guys doing all right? Are things going better? Better than what?"
Yeah.
Right? It's attitude time, and this is why I toss it back to you. I want to call you Dream Driven Jesse. Okay, I get you're on a journey. I want you to have an adventure, something far bigger, because I know you're capable of it, and I love you. So, let's do it. Next.
Okay, excellent. So thank you, Jessie, for your question. The next question's from, like a second one.
She's a
Dream-driven
rascal.
Day Amanda.
She is a rascal.
She is.
Rascal.
Dream-driven Day Amanda. Manifesting Mastery, lesson 43.
She's a rascal.
Denial.
She's a rascal.
And Amanda asks, I'm redoing lesson 43. Denial. That's Ace redoing it. And all of you guys, keep revisiting it. You just never know what gold you're going to
Nobody's done it
pick
as
up.
much as we have.
Yeah.
Right? There's a reason why we don't settle for okay. Right? How's the garden? It's okay. What the fuck does that even mean?
Yeah.
Right? Really? Yeah. Continue, please.
Okay. How do I stop denying that I am one with God? How do I move out of separation and into oneness? How do I experience me as the one cause?
All right. So we answered this one way on the Facebook. We're going to answer it a different way this way, but it's going to be the same, but in a different way. So we're going to go into where. Right? Where do you notice that you are? Because there are times in your life where you notice. There are things that you're doing where you notice. Here's the cool thing. You can deny. Yeah, people will deny when they feel smaller than the news. A fellow at the poll asked me, he goes, hey, what'd you think about, and he names a name, going to America. And I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And I guess it's our treasurer. I guess we have something like a treasurer here, right? And they go over and they see the treasurer people in America, right? And I guess they're supposed to come back here and give us the bad news, right? Shit is at the fan. We're all going to fucking die, right? Look at me. Am I worried about us doing okay? Okay. See, back in 1927, a lot of shit was happening, and there were people that back then that had a tremendous impact and a really good income, right? And there were people that stood in fucking line for bread, right? I'm not a fan of bread, right? I'm a fan of yummy bread, right? But that's different. And so here's the cool thing. Whenever you start to explore size, how small do you feel? How big do you feel? You are the vastness. You're both divinity and humanity at the same time. Humanity is the experience of, wow, I just surrendered so much into lunch, I don't even know Amanda exists. I didn't know she exists because she'll be eating lunch with me. And suddenly, there's that expansion again. You get to play with being fluid in size, surrendering to loving puppy mom. Expanding back out to everything and everything. And surrendering back down to garden girls, expanding out to whatever. And that's the fun thing. So this whole thing of denial basically is restricting you to a specific size. And I want you to explore all of them, up and down, up and down, up and down. But more on that. We only got one more. More on that later. Great question, by the way.
Yeah, lovely question.
'Cause
it reminds me of the ocean. 7 Oceans or whatever it was in Dream Driven Day.
And that's today's Dream Driven Day lesson.
Oh, there you go.
Look at that. Boom.
Cool.
All right.
All right.
So true.
Thank you, Amanda.
She's a rascal.
A rascal.
Rascal.
What's she got?
Fluid in size, expanding up and down. Thank you. Coolio.
Yeah.
I remember you on the mountaintop. Right? There's an expansion there. But there's also a contraction there. I'm on the mountaintop. So you get to experience the vastness of the mountaintop, the vastness of you. You get to shrink down to, I accomplished that. This is me. You get to expand up to what's next. Okay? Oh my God, the fun. Right? I hope this makes about zero rational sense, and I suspect you got it because you're rascaling yes.
Yes, I saw that.
By the way, the other flip side is today's podcast. There's a reason why I put out podcasts when I do. And the podcast theme is right.
Right.
Right? So on the streetcar, the girl could have surrendered to the depression, to the anxiety, to whatever. I'm nowhere along close to where I'm getting all this bullshit. And then they got stuck in the terminal after falling asleep on the streetcar or falling in front of it or something like that. But instead she went right. These are not my tears. This is the ocean. Right? This is not a railing of a streetcar. I'm feeling the railing of a boat. Right. Right. Boom. All right.
Okay. And the last question today is from Stephanie Ann in Manifesting Mastery. I wake up feeling bad.
This is going to be so good. You triple D'ers, listen to this. Right?
Okay.
Somebody share this in triple D and say, pay attention to the last question.
Well, pay attention to all of it. But yeah, the
True
last
that.
question is
True
the
that.
key. Right.
That's right.
And Stephanie asks, sometimes when I do
You see, I try to pay attention to Victoria all the time. Not just when she's dressed pretty.
except when I'm trying to say.
Oh,
just
sorry.
when
I didn't mean to interrupt
No.
you. That's right.
Sometimes when I do SATs, as in state akin to sleeps, before bed and go to sleep in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, then I wake up and feel completely out of state and actually feel really bad. What is behind this?
All right, so let's call it cortisol. There's this state that we call cortisol. It's actually a chemical as well, because pretty much, everything physical is unimaginable, right? Just let that cook your noodles, right? So when you wake up in the morning, so what you're experiencing as you're dreaming is formless, faceless, lots of fluidity, changing size, location rapidly, right? That's how dream time works. And all of a sudden you become aware of you have a body, and you tend to slip into I am a body, right? Cortisol is really cool. It is not bad. Some people try to avoid it. There's a little bit of what cortisol does is it gets your attention, right? The problem is people feed into it constantly by using also chase dopamine. Again, we'll be talking about that on the live call this weekend. But this is what I want you to get. When you become aware that you have a body, and the temptation is to slip into I am a body. Suddenly history, physical, what you expect today is probably what you had yesterday, and then the shitstorm happens. This is natural. The thing is, the shitstorm for me lasts about a second. Then I go, what's that word we told him to steal today in the podcast? You didn't listen to it. Right. Her word. She pays attention to me all the time, too. Right? Anyway.
Yes.
Just having fun. So this is what happens. When you wake up, this is the tendency, right? You're divine in dream time. And when you start to land, right, in this, this contraction happens, right? And suddenly it's like, oh, wow, I've got a physical body. I am the physical body. Fuck, tomorrow's going to be just like today, and today's going to suck. And then, if you let that grow, you're not pruning the vine. There's a reason why the first couple lessons in Triple D are what they are. So you start to wake up in the morning, and what do I do first? I start putting 5 to 10, 6 to 12 in there. Right? And that's the reason why 2 or 3 nights earlier, or whatever it was, I got the email at bedtime saying, I'm trying to buy Manifesting to the Max, and this is what it's showing me. They even sent me a screenshot. And I go, oh, that is not right. Right? Right.
Not right. But thank you
exactly.
so much for getting on to us and telling us
so
that.
this is right at bed. My feet hit the floor. I'm standing up, and this pops in. It's like, oh, let me check. I want to take care of this person. They're lovely to me. It's like, right. I'll send you a PayPal thing, and I'll sort this the fuck out. Right? Which I did. Right. And Victoria comes out from brushing the teeth. You all right? Mm-hmm. All right, which means I'm going to be a few minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So there we go, right? So I guess that's great.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. Joseph Goddard. Don't let that cortisol grow. It's there for a purpose.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Cortisol is not a bad thing. Right? It's a little tiny bit gets your attention, right? But you don't let it grow. That's when you start adding in the other 4. So, Victoria.
So, thank you, Stephanie Ann, for your question. That's great. Keep doing your sats at night, but you're Joseph Goddard's in the morning.
Absolutely.
And what we want to know is tell us, what was your hashtag strawberry bet?
That is the rightness.
I'll let you go first today.
Oh, she's a tricker, and I'll tell you why she's doing this. She was editing the prior show from this week right before, and she said, I heard her, because she goes, oh, so you're just doing my strawberry bit. Yeah, right. Yeah, you know what mine is? Right. It's that attitude. It's just right.
It really reminds me of Abdullah Slam the Door.
Absolutely.
It's like, right.
Yeah, yeah,
Just-
yeah, yeah. You'll notice Neville didn't
cutting
say,
to the chase.
Abdullah gave me a talking to.
No.
Right?
Now, Neville.
When people give really, really, really long explanations, right?
Yeah.
It's like wow, yeah, they didn't even take a paragraph break, right? Yeah, long. It's like rightio, like it's the pivot points. It's that little hinge pin.
Yeah.
You know, slam the door. You can't slam a door without a hinge pin.
No, probably not.
No, that's right.
Okay, and that's probably my strawberry bit too.
You know what my strawberry bit is? You know something? I'm married to her, right? I got to tell you, we're gonna share something tomorrow, day after, but it's all about her pushed out, and it is so lovely. So, and it's not the garden this time.
No.
Even though the garden is spectacular.
Phenomenal.
Just
gotten so much rain. It's just
Yep.
just need a little.
Yeah,
bit
we
more
need
sun
we need
now.
the sun come out at 9:30 tomorrow morning and
Yeah.
stay there for about 8 hours.
That'd be lovely. Because we've got a very
right.
special person coming to visit tomorrow.
That is the rightness.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice day. Okay, you guys. So that was our hashtag strawberry bits.
What was your hashtag? No,
Attitude.
you have no idea. I'm really good at covering up the bruises.
While you type in yours, go to easymanifestingmethods.com.
Triple D Heather is here too.
Join our 90-day venture at manifestingmasterycourse.com.
That is the
You
right
start
method.
to go, 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 go.
There we go. Ankh is coming to visit us. Yep. I'm serious. You imagine the coffee in the garden. I swear to God, people show up here.
You just got to bring your own milk if you want a latte.
Yeah. We're not into milk.
We don't, yeah. Or
She,
I'll buy it
she
if
buys it
I know
once in a
you're
while.
coming.
Then like, yeah.
I always go and get the good milk then.
Absolutely. The good milk.
Yeah. And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
That is the rightness. Hey, if you're not on the email list, I've been sitting on some really cool shit. And if you're on the email list and not getting it, check your places and drag some shit around. So, round.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, and we've got lots of tea, Angela.
Yeah, we got tea for
We've got
Angela.
tea
We've
like
got
you would
one
not
tea bag
believe.
for Angela.
I've got about 30 different varieties. And I
Well,
drink
that's
2 of them. I
that's
don't get
true.
it.
That's right. We like
Well,
having
you
options.
drink loads. Yeah.
We like having
I
options.
love my options.
That's right.
Okay.
Have a lovely day, everyone.
Yeah.
And we'll probably do a little special thing tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow.
See yous.